Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Sir Lancelot 777. I am subbing in today for my buddy Crimson Warrior. Got an awesome deck list profile for you today, so I hope you guys enjoy. I know I'm really excited for this one because it is Orcust. Orcust has been neutered on the last ban list, so it's no longer meta sheep supply, and I'm happy to oblige by that. So let's get started right into the way. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and leave a like and subscribe for my buddy Crimson Warrior, and you can check out my channel, Sir Lancelot 777, without wasting any more of your time. Let's get started. All right, so first up, normal summons. Going to go ahead and keep it simple with a Dark Grepher and Armageddon Knight. No surprises here. Absolute great cards. You know what they do. Just if you see them, it's a fun day. Our next up is going to be our Scrap Recyclers. We're going to play 3 of because scraps are broken in this deck. If you don't know what this does, this lets you send any machine from deck to grave. So this means your Nightmare, this means your Symbols, this means your Wand. All depends on what your opening hand is, but nonetheless, it's a broken card. To complement him, we are going to play the 1 Scrap Golem. You can up this to 2 guys. If you do so, this is only because if you're getting bad luck and you're seeing it either in your opening hands as a brick, or if you're tossing it off of your draw spells. Hopefully you don't, because you want to keep this in your deck as best you can for your Scrap Wyvern plays. Those are going to be your main combo starter normal summons. Tech normal summons in this deck, we're going to play 2 Gren Maju. This one, guys, it is not uncommon for us to banish 18 cards turn 1. It's very common for us to do that. So if you can swing for more than 8k on your first turn, why wouldn't you? So that's going to be our normal summon, guys. To start off our banishing package, as well as our our level 8 package, we're going to go ahead and start off with 3 Gizmek. So Gizmek, if you guys don't know what you do, you should. It's a quick effect to summon on your opponent's turn or on your own turn. Banishes 8, great for Gren Maju, plus it's a level 8 for rank 8 spam. So it doesn't come up a lot, but if you need to make Dingirsu off a level 8, you can do that with Gizmek. And you'll see why level 8s are important in this deck later on. Our next level 8, we're going to play 3 World Wand. I know, this is odd. Usually you play this at 1, you send it off of your Nightmare. This is huge, though. The effect that happens to be going off in this deck a lot that a lot of people don't know of, if World Wand is sent to the grave and you happen to have one in hand, you can special summon it without locking you into darks, because it is a World Legacy card. So that is huge. Again, becomes a rank 8 play for us. So yeah, great card to play. Up next, this is pure our Orcust strategy, just like the World Wand is. It's part of our level 8 strategy, but we're going to play 3 Orcust Nightmare. Best card in the deck. This is your sender, getting all of your combo pieces together, getting multiple Symbols engraved, multiple Wands engraved. Whether you can or can't do it on your opponent's turn is irrelevant. It gets everything that you need in the graveyard for you, so you want to see this in your grave so that you can continue your plays. Up next, we have 3 Symbol Skeleton. Since Harp has now been neutered, you need to play Skeleton. It's your main piece of interruption during your opponent's turn. Lets you special back your Dingirsu to remove a piece of their board, or to potentially activate your Crescendo if you had it set from the previous turn, specialing back your Galatea or Longirsu. So very important. It's also the main normal summon. The last normal summon in the Orcust piece is the 1 Brass Bombard. You do play this if you get a really, really bad hand. Other than that, it's a really nice extender. If you've managed to send everything off of your draw spells to the graveyard that you have no other target, you might as well send this. You can get a free special summon from your hand. Also, it's a tuner, so it lets you make Scarlight for time, which is really good. Up next, we're going to play 3 Danger Bigfoot. This is the next part of our level 8 engine. Going second, this is a really good card. Since the deck likes to go second with Scrap Wyvern anyway, to get an additional pop, this is just a free removal tool. It's a trade-in target for free removal. It's also a 3,000 body on board. Can't complain. From there, we have the next level 8, which is our Big Bird, for the same exact reason. No further explanation needed. We do play the 1 Mothman for the Jackalope. If we need the free summon and don't want to waste something useful, you summon your Mothman. Since Nessie got hit, we do play the 1 Chupacabra. And of course, because the Nessie is at 1, we do play the 1 Nessie. So guys, if you haven't already started replacing your Chupacabra with Nessie, suppose they dump your Nessie. If they hit it, you grab Chupacabra. Nessie's engraved. No matter what Nessie gets summoned, Chupacabra has become the second Nessie. If you're not playing it, you absolutely should be. The final one, final 2, of course, we're going to have the 2 Such and 2 Jackalope. No explanation needed there. For one-ofs in the deck, we do have the 1 Card Destruction. This is a great piece. If you can resolve this, you win, period. Foolish Burial. No, again, explanation needed. And those are our 2 one-ofs. Our next card in the deck is something I'd like to play at 3, but it can be a brick given that it's once per turn. You have enough draw power. You should be able to see it in your opening hand unless you get really unlucky, and that's 2 Instant Fusion. So playing 2 Instant Fusion, our targets are the Thousand Eyes and the Winda. The Winda play with Dingirsu is huge. Basically, do you have the Super Poly? No. Okay, I win. Otherwise, Thousand Eyes is a great out. Forces some kind of negation. And then finally, we are on to our draw spells. So this is why the deck works, guys. We play 3 Allure because we have 22 dark targets. We play 3 Desires because why not? This is great during main phase 2 after you've gotten out all your combo pieces. We play 3 Trade-In because we have 12 level 8s. Why not? All the draw power in the world. It's like Droll is a thing, but who cares? I'm going to keep drawing next turn anyway, so stop me for a turn. I'm going to get advantage. And then Orchestrated Return, because let me pitch my Orcust and draw 2. There's no reason. Plus, this works with World Wand, guys. People forget this works with World Wand. That's huge. If you send a World Wand with this, draw a World Wand, you sent a piece that lets you special summon a Banished, and you special summon the World Wand you draw from hand. It's huge. It's a +2. So lastly, our Orcust spell and trap. We do play the 1 Babble and the 1 Crescendo. You can choose to play this at 2. I personally would not because it's a brick. But you know, if you're on that turn and you could say, hey, if I grab this, my opponent is top decking to 1. I'm gonna say no to whatever you grab. This guarantees you win the game. So I would still play it. Yeah, guys, it's a good deck. It's consistent. The worst thing that could happen is you hit the scrap golem. If you hit the fridge, like that's the worst day. I mean, the deck can still play through it, but it gets a little bit more tricky. So that's like the worst thing that can happen to you. I'll go ahead and show you the extra deck. This is pretty self-explanatory. Not much different here. We have the 1 Galatea, 2 Galatea. You could play this at 3 if you're scared, but if you're a good Orcust player, you shouldn't need more than 2. You should be able to recur these. If one happens to get banished, just send it back off the wand, either by special summoning, or you can Galatea send itself back. So that's easy enough. The 1 Longirsu, this is a great play if you happen to draw the Instant Fusion. This lets you end with Galatea says no with Crescendo, Dingirsu protection on the Winda. That's huge. Nightmare Phoenix because, you know, Mystic Mind is a thing. It's unfortunate, but it didn't get banned. Same Nightmare package, we're going to play the Nightmare Unicorn because we are, of course, there's no surprise there. We're also going to play the IP Masquerena. So the Masquerena Nightmare play. Nothing's changed since the last ban list. You can still do that Babel Masquerena board. If you do happen to draw the Brass Bombard, we have the Linkuriboh for it, as well as for Thousand Eyes. If you really don't have another out, you got to have it. Can't tack with your other stuff if you have it stuck on board. Scrap Wyvern is our Scrap Wyvern play for the Scrap Recycler. And that's going to be our small links. For our Link 4s, we play 1 Mech Knight Avermax, 1 Appaloosa when going first, and 1 Boral Sword because it's Boral Sword. No, do I really need to say anything? Yeah, for real. We do play 2 Dingirsu because 1 is not enough. There is more oftentimes, I mean, I've played the deck since September. More oftentimes than not, I would love the removal piece by special summoning a Dingirsu off of a previously existing Orcust Link monster on field, not just off of the symbols summon. For those of you who are used to sending the Harp to get the interruption off of Ding, that's not all he's good for, guys. He is great for protection too, so definitely find a way to bring another one out on the board. And finally, our Instant Fusion targets, we do play the 1 El Shaddai window from the Dingirsu Protect and the Thousand Eyes Restrict for removal going second. So going second, going first. Basically, this is an unbreakable board unless they have a Super Poly or a Kaiju. And yeah, so yeah, it's a great board. Because I mean, even if they have the Imperm and they try to turn off Winda, you have a Crescendo set, you just negate the Imperm. So it really is, do you have a Super Poly or do you have a Kaiju? If you don't, you win. So yeah, I hope you guys like the deck profile. I absolutely urge you to give Orcust a try still. The deck is still by totally means working. It's not as powerful as it once was, but people don't expect it, so that's on your side. I'd really like to give a shout out to anyone who's at the Samurai Shop locals here in Phoenix. Thank you so much for watching. Crimson Warrior, thank you so much for allowing me to post, and you guys have a wonderful day.